Hi there, Trevor here from Double Bill Movies, and this is episode 11 of my series with Bumper from Bumper's Movies, the 39. So that means we're on Cannibal, Holocaust. Get it right? Right. So neither of us had seen this film before. Now I watched this version here, which is the Grindhouse releasing version. I do have the 88 4K, if you can just about see it there. But I wanted to see the full uncut version. So anyway, as with all these things, I shall start with Bumper's notes first. And then I shall tell you what I think afterwards. Right, so he says, overview. So here it is, the world's worst famous video nasty. As I was a bit apprehensive going into this one, I had seen it a few years ago and did recently really enjoy Cannibal Ferox. But there is something about this movie's reputation that gives you the chills before you even jump in. Yeah, I can kind of agree with that. Does it feel like a video nasty? So these are the three questions we have. This is question one. Oh yes, everything from gritty found footage camera style to the heavy violence and rape ensues. This movie lives up to its reputation as one of the nastiest movies ever made. Yep, I can agree with that too. So, should it be a video nasty? Bumper says yes. Although it starts slow, it soon turns into a heavy mix of rape, violence and animal cruelty. Then the third question, should a modern horror fan check it out? And Bumper says, absolutely. This movie is notorious and deserves to be seen at least once. You could skip the animal cruelty by watching an edited version that is widely available. So yes, there's quite a few iterations of this movie available. Shameless have a cut version. Obviously this Grindhouse releasing from America is the full version, but there is an option on this disc to watch the edited version, which cuts out all the animal cruelty. I wanted to see it uncut for the very first time, so I did, and I watched it on my big screen to give me the full impact. Yeah, it's very grim in places. So for me, the animal cruelty scenes, they weren't really necessary, but I think especially the turtle one, that is by far the worst. That is just grim beyond belief. But to me, what it does, it shows that the characters, the documentarians that are going in to find these cannibals and find out where and why other people have gone missing, trying to do documentaries on them. I think kind of being in the Green Inferno, the Amazon forest, starts to send them a bit sort of power hungry. There's no police around, there's no one telling them what they can and can't do, there's no one around basically apart from these tribes. So I think they just start getting a bit crazy and just doing crazy things. So yes, I mean, one of the characters does look a bit sort of, well, why am I doing this? So maybe the actor himself, it was the blonde one, maybe the actor himself was not very happy with what they did to the turtle, because it was real. It wasn't made up, it wasn't fake or anything, it was real. So yeah, maybe he looked a bit uncomfortable, but the female of the party definitely didn't like it, and I'm guessing that's what her character's meant to be like, or maybe she was just like that anyway, and maybe there was a lot of realism in the way they were behaving. Now, okay, so let's read the rest of Bumper's notes. So he's given a summary here. He says, I enjoyed the slow burn setup and this movie and the way it was split into two sections, with the violence coming later in the movie when it switches to the found footage style. I also thought it was good the way it was integrated, learn how to speak, Trev, into the story about the documentary crew and the fight they have with the TV excesses about the footage being shown on live TV. Executives, sorry, excesses. He's put execs. So it says the rape scenes put me off a little bit, and that's why I prefer Cannibal Ferox. But overall, this was a good movie, and it works well as a lesson on filmmaking. The Blair Witch would certainly ride the coattails of Cannibal Holocaust over 20 years later to huge success. So yes, obviously the Blair Witch Project, definitely without the animal cruelty and the rape scenes, but he's going on about the found footage scenario. So yes, the main protagonists in the movie aren't really in it until the third act, when someone else who's been sent in to the Green Inferno to try and find what happened to them. Yeah, you can see what's going on there. People going in to find other people, going in to find other people who have disappeared. Yes, until we start to see their footage, their own footage, and they're documenting everything, we don't really get to see them. So it's a very cleverly put together film. Now I'm rather conflicted with my score, so I'll give you Bumper's score. Bumper gave it 7 out of 10. So when I got to the end of the film, I was like, right, so that's 10 out of 10 for a video nasty. That is the pinnacle of video nasties. It's #1. End of. It simply is the top video nasty out of the 39 and all the others in the category 2 and category 3 lists. But I was like, okay, did some of the bits in it need to be in it? And as I sort of justified earlier, I think it's them getting a bit power hungry, and they're young. I don't know if they were on anything, but the heat, and I was trying to explain to my wife actually why being in the jungle like that would mess with your head, because if you're walking for a half an hour and all you're seeing is trees, maybe different ones, but trees and wildlife and that, you're essentially just seeing the same thing all the time, aren't you? So I think it really reflects how they're feeling, like I said, the power hungry, and then what they start to do to the tribe, which is just absurd and terrible and stupid. And wrong, very wrong, but maybe you can say they get their comeuppance, that's what the film's about. They obviously, all of them died, so that's kind of no spoiler as such. There's so much of the going on in the film that I haven't really given anything away, but yes, it's definitely worth watching. I'm glad I own it, and the 4K. So, but yes, like I said, I was conflicted. I don't think my mood was 100% perfect for watching it. So I think when I watch it again and I watch the 4K, so the picture is good on this one. And it really helps that it's gritty and grimy and nasty looking. But I think with I checked this on my system, and to me the colours looked better, looked more like I would be able to be invested in what's going on rather than being distracted by the picture. And I think the found footage looked better as well. So I didn't know what to give it. Like I said, it's the pinnacle of video nasties, so it's #1 for that. As a piece of filmmaking, and as reflecting what Bumper says, it is a brilliant piece of filmmaking, so that gives it a high score. But do I sort of necessarily... I definitely felt like I watched a video nasty myself, because that was why I started this series with Bumper, was going through the video nasties, and does it feel like I'm actually watching a video nasty? In this case, definitely. Was it the sort of video nasty thrill I got from the other films? Maybe not, because it's so extreme. and some of the special effects, no wonder, you know, the director had to take the actors to court to show the court that they were still alive. It was incredible filmmaking in that respect. So basically, the short answer is I think I give it 6 out of 10 myself. Maybe on a different viewing and watching the 4K. I know the turtle scene's cut out of that, but I know what that is like up here now, so I could put it in myself, can't I? And sort of enjoy the film a bit more without having to witness it again. But no doubt, if I'm in a better mood and I'm like, really, no, I want to give this another go, I will give the uncut version a go. And I'm sure at some point I'll watch the cut version in here to see if the story works better knitted together without the animal cruelty. So yeah, that's 6 out of 10 for me and 7 out of 10 for Bumper. Right, so the next episode, Bumper is really looking forward to. It's one that I've seen before. I'm not sure he has, and he's just told me actually that his Blu-ray of this is still in the cellophane, so he's waiting to bust it open and watch it. And of course that'll be Cannibal Man. We both have the same release, so it's the Severin one with the white slipcover. So yeah, that will be on Bumper's channel, probably in about a week's time or something like that. So there you go. That's the Cannibal Holocaust. That's the most infamous video nasty done out of the 39. So there's going to be a few that we won't get to because we can't get copies of them. So we'll, again, what we did with, there was one earlier on where we just basically watched the trailer and sort of gave our notes on that. That will probably be, what's coming up? I can't remember. Let's find out, shall we? Anyway, that's the end of the video. Give it a thumbs up so other people who like video nasties and whatever, or people who are curious about these films, whether you watch these videos and think, yeah, maybe I'll leave that one alone. So it's worth a watch. It's worth a watch once. Honestly, I really think it's, even in the full uncut version, it's worth a watch once. Just so you then find out exactly what all the fuss is about. But, you know, be warned. Anyway, take it easy.